do you not try to make that work?
Yeah. So,
Nice.
did you notice any weird animal activity? Because there were like werewolves.
I did not.
Supposed to be.
Both of my kids were acting weird, but they're 19 and 15, and that's what they do.
I mean, we were checking our dogs for weird behavior, but how could you tell?
Yeah.
We couldn't tell what was going on.
Yeah. So, Dave, where were you for the eclipse?
I was pretty much in my driveway.
Yeah.
With the wife and the dog that couldn't keep his glasses on. You saw that.
What's the dog's name?
Rocky.
Rocky.
He's a boxer.
Okay.
Ha, ha, ha.
No, I like.
Yeah,
Yeah. I see what you. Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be more profound than it was. It's kind of cool, and then now it's back to normal.
Well, now, did you have totality where you were?
No.
Because you're in Lebanon.
Milford.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But it was cool. Here's the cool part about that entire thing is the mania that happens around it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And lots of our neighbors were setting up lawn chairs
Yeah.
for no apparent reason except for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, what I thought was wild was after everything was done and the eclipse, the moon passed, there were sirens going off all around. I don't know if people. I have no idea. I don't know if people were like trying to watch it while driving and crashing into each other or what. But there were sirens all over our neighborhood.
I'll bet you the siren guy said, "Watch this."
So we had the eclipse in, was it 2017? Was the last time? It was like 90% or something like that.
Yep.
And of course, all the weirdos that drove out to Arizona to see the totality were putting on Facebook, totality is nothing like the 90. You guys missed it, and you're all going to die.
Yeah.
Unfulfilled and all this stuff. And then this hit, so then we were excited that the totality would be in our yard.
Yeah.
And I will say that when the last little vestige went away and we took off the glasses and looked, it was like, that looks very eerie and cool. It was very strange.
Yeah.
I read a story, and I know the keyboard warriors that listen to this show, people who listen to the show don't type, but they're thinking.
So you're talking about Chris Hughes.
He writes with the crayon.
But there was a battle
with
that was
bad spelling.
Yeah, apparently there was a battle. I don't know if you know what the battle is or was, but way back in the day, back before people knew what eclipses were, before they knew that we were on a globe floating through space, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
There was a battle happening, and an eclipse hit. So I knew this story before the eclipse. I'm like, I'm going to know how I would react if I were actively fighting people, and suddenly everything got cold and dark, and it looked like there was a hole punched in the sky.
Yeah, you would assume
it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, the gods are angry with you.
But apparently the battle ended, and everybody just kind of stopped killing each other.
They were like, hey, what happened?
Yeah. And they just decided to go home. And it was the end of the battle. It's the first recorded event of history being changed because of a celestial
I've never
event.
heard that.
It was way back in the... we're not a history podcast.
Right, no, we're not.
Back in 1973, I think it was.
It was in the 70s.
But I thought,
Carter was president.
If I were a Neanderthal from Rhode Island... it just voted for Carter.
Wait, hold it. A Neanderthal from Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, and I just voted for Carter and filled up my tank with $300. And then I'm fighting whoever they would fight. What, Delaware is the only state that they could possibly challenge.
I would think so.
Delaware.
Who would win, Rhode Island or Delaware?
Rhode Island, because they feel like they have more to prove.
Well, there's cranberries.
In the cranberries.
And there goes.
They could survive a siege for years with cranberries.
Yep. Right.
They would fight for everything, but then they would see that big hole in the sky and say, maybe we don't fight anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe we just have some cranberries.
No, we were talking about that. Mom came over, and then Chris Michael and his wife Mary came over and watched the eclipse or the eclipse, as some of my friends from Tennessee call it.
Okay.
Did you watch the eclipse? Yeah.
So hyphen clips.
Eclipse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Did you see the coming of Ragnarok? Did you? Damn Norse.
But no, we were talking about, it's like, what would a caveman or one of the pioneers or something?
Yeah.
You're out there just farming. You're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have anybody, NASA, to tell them that the moon was going to cross the sun.
Yeah.
They must have thought it was the end of the world.
And I don't know about you, but when I poop, it lasts more than 4 minutes. Often. If I care about cleaning myself up and going back out into society.
Are you throwing down?
I'm just saying, not yet. But I would be the guy, I would be the caveman that goes off in the bushes to let fly.
Right.
And then the eclipse happens, and everybody else is ooga, 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 booga, whatever they say,
And you're
bouncing around. And I'm like, I can't, wait, looking for leaves.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.